Okay, in the previous video I fixed this single room, but now I'm going to fix the rest of the rooms in the first floor. So let me do show, and before going forward I'm going to make it easy for myself by making a new layer, calling it second floor, and then select everything here and right click, change object layer. That will allow me to turn this off, and while I'm fixing this and I do isolate, show and hide all those, I don't have to deal with like hiding that second floor over and over. So I have a few rooms here left with a lot of issues, as you can see. This one especially is like it's just missing a lot of faces here. So one other thing that you can see, there is an air wall between these two, because when it comes from Revit, and let's go here, there is a separation wall in the model for creating rooms, then it assigns them to an air boundary, which is a good idea in general. But then you will get these things, right? Like they're not aligned, there's a small air boundary here, which causes a lot of issues. So yeah, this whole thing is, generally speaking, is a problematic room. So let's fix them one by one. Let's just start from this one here, the kitchen one. So I'm going to isolate it. Then the next step is so from all the things that I have here, let me do a rebuild rooms quickly, so to clean it up as much as I can. So it looks like doors and windows are really what I want to keep, and the rest are not useful at all for me. So I'm going to go here, then I'm going to do PO cell doors and PO cell apertures, and then hide them, Control H. So you see still the preview is there. I hope this doesn't confuse you. This is just a problem in this mode. We don't reset the preview, but they're not here. If you try to select them, they're not here. So the next step, I'm going to explode this, delete all this, right? The room height is 3 meters. I have measured this before. So I can do extrude curve and then select all the edges of this. I can do extrude surface too, but I find this easier. And then I'll go for 3 meters. Make sure it's not solid, right? Here, solid is no, and it's not both sides. Now, by now you should know how it works. I create walls out of this by using create opaque faces. Then I'm going to join them, and I'm going to use the cap command to cap this. Next step, I run show. It shows all this apertures and door, and there are missing hosts. You should remember from the other room that we fixed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the door, this and this, and I'm going to do PO remove properties, and now I'm going to do PO add apertures and select this and start adding this apertures to this room. Then I'm going to do PO add room, sorry, add door, PO add doors, select this, and oops, nope, PO add door, select this and this. So I added door, so I have door windows. This is a little bit strange, and it might be because something is not, they're not totally aligned. Actually, this might be a good opportunity to show you PO align command. So one of the commands that we have is it allows you to align the geometry to a guide. So for this one, I'm going to draw a line at the end point here as the guideline, right? And then I'm going to use the PO align to grid command. I will use this again for aligning all the lines between rooms. It says select geometries. I'm going to select this. And now this is in Y direction. So I want it to be snapped in Y and custom. And I select this line and then I say accept. And there's a threshold of 0.5 meters. So it means like any point that is in distance of 0.5 from this guideline will be aligned to this line. So now if I go to perspective, no, it didn't solve the problem. So it wasn't an aligning issue. Maybe it's just too close to the edge that it doesn't render correctly. Yeah, I still, oh, okay. So it's just a render issue probably. Like sometimes I just spend too much time on that. That's not a problem as long as this is valid. So what I'm going to do, PO validate model, just unselect it. Yes, it's valid, so we're all good. Let's save this now. So now we have 2 out of 4 fixed. I have another one here for hull. This is one of the things that I noticed in this model is if you zoom in, you see some of this, there are small gaps in the model that you wouldn't see. So I knew because I was just playing with this model. But if you want to see it, there is a command called check geometry adjacency that you can select. And what it does, it shows you the points that are not matching. They're close, but they're not exactly matching between this minimum threshold and maximum threshold. So let me go up to 0.1, and this one for us is right now this one. So you see there is like a small thing here that I can use the align command also to fix. This one, for this one, there are things that are complicated, so I'm going to rebuild them. So that's something that I know. Maybe because I just showed align, let me go and use the align command for this too. So now I can also show you the use of threshold. So the distance here is what is in y direction is 0.1. So when I want to align this, this should be 0.14. So if I don't want to align this line, then I have to use a threshold which is smaller than 0.1. If you check the Revit model, I mean, depending on your judgment, you might think actually we should align everything here, or you want to keep this 1 centimeter difference. This is up to you. This is like a judgment call of how you want to fix the model. For now, I'll just leave it as is, and then I'll just align this. So the way I do it, again, I'm going to draw a line here, hold down shift, I run the command PO align to grid, select geometries. In this case, I'm going to select this tree, which is basically almost everything except for that. But for threshold, I'm going to set it to 0.1 because I don't want this to align. And then in Y direction, custom and select this. Yes, align please. And now if I press enter once more, it tells me that there is a face 3D that it fails to create. This is usually the case that face is like really has issues, so it can't recreate it from the faces. But still, and this is the one, like you see, this is gone. I told you this had some geometry issues. So for this issues like this not to happen, I'm going to press Ctrl Z, and that's one of the good things. You can Ctrl Z when things go wrong in Rhino without having an issue. And what I can do now, I can basically go and rebuild this whole thing first. This seems to need like a lot of love at this point. So let's fix this, and I'm at 8:30, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. So you see, like there are a lot of things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly go inside this, do the same thing that I did with the other room. So I do PO select doors and hide them, PO select apertures and hide them, pressing Ctrl H, and then explode this for good reasons. Then I remove this, the whole thing, right? Then sometimes, depending on how accurate I want to be, like sometimes what I do, I make a silhouette to make sure of this, right? Join them, and if I select the curve, I can see all this. You see this? All this is small things, so I can simplify this. Simplify curve, so it removed all those extra points that can be a problem, and I remove that even. Then I use the command extrude curve, and don't forget I'm inside the edit in place, so everything, whatever I'm doing, I'm not using the data for that room because I'm inside that room information. And then I'm going to extrude this for 3, but like I'm going to cap this too, so making it solid. the value of 3, and OK. I'm going to delete the curve that I had, explode this, and use this command that we used several times to create all the walls. Now go back and show this. Oh, interesting. Why this is inside that, I have no idea. This shouldn't be here, and I can't even hide it. It's okay. So I'm going to select all these problematic ones that I have here. PO cell apertures, and then PO remove properties, PO cell doors, and PO remove properties. And now I'm going to add them back by running the command PO add aperture to this one. So this is the orphan phase, and this is the orphan phase that I want to select. And these are the apertures that I want to add. So this should be added. Then I do the same thing here. PO add doors and select the room or faces. So I'm going to select this face, and then I'm going to select these 2 doors. So now if I select everything that I have here and deselect this thing and join, I should have the hall rebuilt and fixed. Let's turn on the preview again, get out of this, and still this is, I don't know what happened there that I had that. That's a bug that we have to work on. But the good news is we fixed this. I can save it. And now I believe if I do run the same PO align, then it should be fine. We'll see. Let me go and take care of this happiness here too. So isolate. What's wrong with you? Oh wow. Okay. Too many things wrong with this one too. So again, go inside, explode this quickly. As I showed you, an easy way to do this is just to delete all this things here. Duplicate edge. Oh, the other command that you can use, do border, does the same thing as silhouette. I think the difference is it's already joined too. And now you can see all those things that are problems. So simplify curve, delete, extrude curve for 3 meters, and select these 2, PO remove properties, then basically translate all this to faces, to pollination opaque faces, and then PO add doors, and I'm going to select this face and this, oops, the wrong one, and then add these doors. Okay, done. Select everything, join them back together. This is my mechanical room fixed. Go back here and show. Let's see. Things looks better, right? It's not necessarily totally fixed. If I go on top, I can still see this is a problem. So I'm going to do the thing that I wanted to do at the time, and I had an issue with this room. So I'm going to do PO align to grid, select geometries, and then snap in Y direction, custom, select this, and here we go. Everything is now working as expected. God knows what was wrong with that room, but it's now not a problem for us as long as this thing will be valid. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reset all the boundary condition for all the rooms, just in case there's any boundary condition that we had before. So now everything is set to outdoor. I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to do PO solve adjacency. So I'm going to solve adjacency between all these faces. If you're exporting to IES, you don't need to do that, but for EnergyPlus based workflows, you want to do that. And now if I select this and PO validate model, yes, for selection, and the model is valid. We fixed the first floor and all those rooms. It took a while because I had to explain everything to you, but I mean, I'm not saying in a bad way. As part of the tutorial, but I don't want people to think, oh, this already took this long, like I would have redrawn everything. First of all, redrawing things are going to take longer than what you think because you have to go back and forth. And then the other value of this workflow is you can keep all the information that you have, like room names, aperture name, everything comes in and stays in. Okay, I'm going to take a break here, and when I come back, I'm going to fix the second floor.